on the vlog again. Just can't wait to do a vlog again. The life I love is making vlogs for my friends, and I can't wait to do a vlog again. Doing a vlog again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. And I can't wait to do a vlog again. Hello everyone and welcome back to The Top Vloggers. As always, I'm your host, Hi and Mighty Joe.
Hanging out with your co-host, the lovely Cat.
And we have got a great vlog for you today.
You can join us on all of our social media websites, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Top Vloggers. Also, if you'd like to help us reach the top, you can do so by going to www.patreon.com/thetopvloggers. Without your help and support, these vlogs would be almost impossible to do. There will be a link in the description below.
And if you are new here, you can hit that subscribe button. You can take it one step further and ring the notification bell. It'll keep you up to date on all the future adventures that will be going on our channel. So let's get going. Today's vlog brings us to Greentown, Indiana. Let's take a look at the history of this place.
Archaeological evidence suggests that Howard County, Indiana, has been occupied by humans since at least 8000 BC. The Miami Indians, who called eastern Howard County their home, probably did not have permanent villages here, but used the region as hunting and gathering grounds. The countryside was a dense and rather swampy maple forest, the resource of the Miamis for making maple sugar and molasses, as well as wooden tools and vessels for their seasonal activities. Under the terms of the Treaty of 1818, which ended the War of 1812 between the U.S. and Britain, the Miamis ceded a large tract of land in central Indiana in which was established the Big Miami Reserve. In 1834 and 1838, they signed treaties and sold lands in the reserve to the state of Indiana. In 1840, all Indian title to the Miami Reserve was relinquished in the Treaty of the Forks of the Wabash, and by 1848, the federal government removed most of the Indians to Kansas. In 1842-43, the first white settler in this new area, Henry Bailey, came upon the very marshy forested land lying north of the Wildcat in the vicinity of what would later be called Jerome, and made his way northwest along the creek until he reached Shakamo's village, one of the two Indian villages. Of 20 or 30 cabins about 1.5 miles south of present-day Greentown. He lived here while he built a cabin on his claim near the future Jerome. He brought his large family to develop this claim and a brisk trade with the Indians. The next year he sold his claim and located a new claim on the present site of Greentown, which was later sold to Charles O. Fry in 1845. With rapid influx of white settlers, Bailey sold all of his other claims in 1850 and moved west to Iowa, arriving in the area in 1844. Joshua Freeman settled on a claim near the Indian villages, pursuing his occupation of hunting and trapping. In 1846, he sold out to Absalom Lamb. Besides traders, the first business firm was a tavern opened by Jacob Davis Sr. in 1846 in the western part of the future Liberty Township of the Kokomo-Jonesboro Road. In 1849, a finished combination mill was begun on the Wildcat by Luther Seagraves and finished by Mr. Jenkins. In 1850, William Lindley built a sawmill on the addition of the steam. It operated until the end of the century. Ira and O.P. Hollingsworth built a steam sawmill inside the present limits of Greentown in 1852. Valentine Summers built a sawmill in Greentown in the 1850s. Others were built near Greentown, but did not remain in business for long. The first school in present-day Liberty Township was conducted by Miss Lillis Cook and a log cabin about 1.5 miles northwest of Greentown for 3 months by subscription during the winter of 1848 to 1849. Charles O'Fry was a stable resident and made considerable improvements during a period of 16 years in this community. James Morton settled east of the Fry claim, becoming a prominent farmer in the area. The first Jackson Township school was taught by David Stanfield in 1849, and a little abandoned cabin on the William Braden Farm, 1 3/4 miles south of present-day Converse, sycamore grew out the site of a steam sawmill erected in 1851 by Daniel Crate and Joseph Fleeks. In the early years, several other sawmills were constructed. The first settler to arrive in what would be known as Union Township was the earlier mentioned Henry Bailey in 1842 to 1843. The next year he was followed by Thomas Mormon, C.P. Baldwin, James Lancaster, and Elliot Mason. These and later settlers cut their own road through the thick forest to clear the land and build their cabins. The first school of the future Union Township was by subscription and held in the house of Charles P. Baldwin and taught by his wife Rachel in 1845. Howard and Tipton counties were the last two Indiana counties to be created in 1844. Because of the Big Miami Reserve, the area was an unbroken and undeveloped expanse of forests and swamps. Greene and Jackson Townships were formed in 1844 when Richardville County, later Howard County, was first divided into townships. In December 1846, Greene Township was divided into two townships, the north becoming Jackson Township. The name Greene disappeared in 1853 when these two townships were divided to make three townships, Liberty, Union, and Jackson. Jerome was founded as a trading point in 1847, but there was a demand for more centrally located point. The site for Greentown selected in 1848 was that of an old Indian village. A survey of the town was made and a plat was placed on file on April 14, 1848. One part of the town was laid out by Charles O'Fry, another part by Jesse Osborne, and a third by Tarver Seagraves. Different stories have emerged over the years regarding why the name of Greentown was chosen. An obvious one is that the area was a grassy clearing in a deep green forest. Another suggestion was that the eastern Howard County was called, at this time, Greene Township. A third story centers around the town being named after an Indian chief named Greene. The first lot in the newly platted Greentown was purchased by Dr. James Barrett, who built a log structure near the corner of Main and Howard Streets. In 1848, the second building was a log structure erected by L.W. Bacon on the northwest corner of Main and Meridian Streets, becoming the first general store in the new town. A second store was opened by C.O. Fry on the southwest corner of Main and Meridian. With the growing population came the need for improved roads. Early male residents were required to work a certain number of days on building roads. In 1869, the citizens undertook the building of the Kokomo-Greentown-Jerome Gravel Road. It was along the north side of the Wildcat and had two toll gates. Today we call it Sycamore Road, running from Kokomo to 780 East and thence southeast into Greentown. And at the same time, Kokomo-Greentown Gravel Road was built on today's 50 North. These two roads joined 50 North and 780 East and came together into Greentown. During the growth years 1850 to 1883, Greentown emerged from isolation with improved roads and transportation. In 1871, the town's growth and prosperity were assured with coming of the Toledo-Delphus-St. Louis Railroad. From 1902 until 1930, The interurban railroad came through Greentown and offered rural and town folks frequent and modern transportation to Kokomo and Marion. As improved roads, buses, and automobiles replaced the interurban, Greentown became more than just an agriculture trading center. Many workers in Kokomo and Marion established their homes in eastern Howard County, enabling the area to develop as a suburban community and small business.
Well, thank you so much for coming on this vlog. I hope you guys had a great time. As always, it is a pleasure to be bringing these to you.
I really had a good time, enjoyed it. Hope you did as well.
And I think that's going to do it for us here today. We will see you again tomorrow with another vlog for each and every single one of you. We hope you guys have a great day. Until tomorrow, Top Vloggers out.